And it's sad because this was a hell of a pay-per-view. This may have been the best TNA pay-per-view literally in years.
It was the best in a long time. Halfway through, this was maybe one of the best shows ever. Kind of fell off a cliff for a bit. But, yes, this was an automatic, easy thumbs-up show.
But nobody bought it.
No one saw it except you and me.
Because the TNA TV shows are such utter shit, and their half-hour hype special is not only a mystery,
it's hidden,
but it's like a comedy show. It's like, okay, what sells pay-per-views in 2007? Let's do the exact opposite and see what happens. Let's not promote it, and let's not actually promote the pay-per-view outside of some wacky video packages. And we'll show a match from last year, featuring a guy
a completely random, unrelated match from last year.
Not in the company right now, and is not going to appear on the pay-per-view the next day.
And a gimmick match that is not going to be on the pay-per-view the next day.
And a gimmick match that's not going to be on the pay-per-view the next day. This is TNA. We are wrestling. At least they were wrestling on the pay-per-view. But again, you'd never know that from watching TV. Watching TV, TNA is not wrestling. TNA is shitty skits, stupid interviews.
Very short matches.
Very short matches.
That still have commercials.
Yeah, and just random bullshit. But the pay-per-view was goddamn great. Chris Sabin, Sanjay Dutt, and Jay Lethal for the X Division title. This was a great opener, probably 3.5 stars. I guess the big moment here was when Stomper came out.
Now, I must ask you, because you didn't react to this nearly like I did. Were you aware?
I was well aware of Stomper.
Now, were you aware before today?
No, I was aware before the pay-per-view.
But that's only because you did Observe Live and Dave mentioned it, I assume.
No, I actually got word from TNA at about 4:40.
What, they sent you an email?
I got a text message.
Tune in to sacrifice for Stomper.
I did, in fact, scoop Dave. He was unaware of Stomper.
Well, there's a first.
Yeah, I got a text message. There's a new mascot named Stomper. It is a man in a kangaroo suit.
So, I did not get this text message. I am not on TNA's contact list. So I watched this match. It's a hell of a match. They're flying all over the place and killing each other. And suddenly a giant rat appears on the screen. And I screamed. No, I was not ready for this rodent image. And I said, what the hell was that? And you said it's the new mascot.
That's Stomper.
You said it's Stomper.
Actually, initially it said Thumper because I forgot who it was.
Whatever. And I said, it's a big guy in a cartoony rat costume, so I said, their mascot is a rat? And you said, no, it's a kangaroo.
Duh. Stomper. It gets better. So Stomper comes out, and Mike Tenay has explained that this is the new mascot, Stomper.
And by the way, this is classic TNA production values. They could have done this before the match or afterwards. This happened just during the match.
In the middle of a high spot.
In the middle of a high spot.
Sure. So Don just gets strangely quiet.
I think he was disturbed.
And then
he didn't trust Stomper.
And then all of a sudden he says, and I quote, "It caught me off guard there for a second." And I thought, Don West is going to have nightmares about Stomper for weeks now. He is going to wake up in the middle of the night, and Stomper is going to be in his closet.
Under a bed.
Stomper is going to be behind the shower curtain.
Yes.
Stomper is going to be everywhere waiting for Don West.
That would be terrifying.
It caught me off guard there for a second. And he muttered this.
He did.
He was.
You know, you've all heard Don West. He's a loud, boisterous man. For God's sake, that's why he's on TV. And he was screaming about how great the action in the ring was, and the rat appeared on screen, and
he got quiet.
Don West just stopped. And Mike Tenay explained, that's Stomper. That's our new mascot. And Don West said, they caught me off guard for a second there.
Anyway,
It'll never be the same.
More than just the